She talked about the worshiping pastors. Like someone sent me a video, but I can't find it now on Facebook. I think it was. Um, it's a black pastor, and he had these women that came up to like on stage, and he was standing at the pulpit. He wears a gold crown when he preaches. He has a gold crown, and he wears this robe when he preaches to people, right? And they came up there, and this is what these. You remember seeing it?
You talking about the robbery?
No, 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 no,
Oh, my fault, my fault.
no.
Okay,
He
go ahead.
up there, he up there, and he's in a gold crown. He's wearing a gold. This is normal regalia for him while he's preaching. And they're telling him, "Oh, we love you so much, and we know the only reason that people find God is because they find you, and people cannot come to Jesus unless they come to you first, because you are one of the Godhead, and we realize that. People need to recognize you as that because you're called to be that." This is how they're talking to a pastor. They put him as a gateway to Jesus. People won't know who Jesus is unless they talk to that particular pastor. Now, that's not a one-off. That people do that quite often. If you look at people like T.D. Jakes, if you look at people like Joel Osteen, Billy Graham, all of them, they all share one very particular way that people look at them. What is it? God's called. Is that what people tell us? We can't go after. God's chosen. That's it. That's what they're called. God's chosen. The men of God. You can't go over a man of God. You can't talk about the man of God like that. I don't recall him saying no one is above reproach.
Yeah.
I don't recall that. Even us. I would hope someone would have the balls.
Me
And
too.
I did say balls.
I can't say it.
Yeah. That's what Corey said. In case I'm just kidding.
If I say it, hold on, if I say it, I can't believe you said
You remember
that.
when Corey said balls? I remember him saying it first. He said it first. I want to back him up. I hope someone would have, let's put it this way, the spine and the wherewithal that if you heard us saying something blatantly off, that you would come to us and tell us and not be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope. If anything we try to show you is that have the spine to do it. Because if you don't, we're going to end up just like these churches. You allow anything. Look, there have been churches where they have, and I'm sorry, this might offend some people. There was a church and they had a couple that came forward that had problems in that area of their life. And the pastor told them, well, the best way to have this solved is to do it up front, in front of the church. Yeah, that was his solve. His solve was to have them have an intimate moment in the church. That's where we are today in society. And no one left. No one saw any problem with it. Because why? They worshiped the pastor. The pastor was higher than God. And that's what you're going to see now. Like, it's the only way this stuff can pass is when you don't revere God and you revere man as your God. It's going to get, that's why I say it's going to get worse. It's going to get exponentially worse if we continue this, if we keep talking. I know Corey said he stopped going to these congregations a long time ago. And he more likely saw this kind of stuff coming down the pike. Once you see it once, you can't unsee it.
It was easy.
You know?
I mean, it was easy. It was easy. You just, I mean, they preaching from the Bible. You read the same, you study the same Bible that they preaching from, and you see all this garbage that they spoon from the pulpit, and you're like,
Don't say
some
that.
of the stuff I didn't believe anyway because it's just logical common sense to me.
Yeah, but
and the Spirit of God was in me, right, and was showing me that's wrong, but I didn't realize the difference between the Spirit of God and the Bible. So I was more focused on the Bible versus paying attention to what the Spirit is telling me. But then when I lined up from the Bible that the same book that they reading from is false, I'm out of here. I even went to the pastor and said, hey, well, first of all, I quit. You know what I'm saying? Then he called me and said, hey, man, we need to talk. And I told him why, right to his face, right in his office. and he didn't really say much. Oh, okay, yeah. He was probably thinking, yeah, get out of here before you tell everybody else.
Tell everybody else what's going on.
Yeah, get out of here. You have a good one. So yeah, I mean, you see that stuff and you realize that you get up out of there.
I think I told you in our private conversations about my dad and how my dad was. So my dad was, if you think I'm bad, I came by it honestly, okay? It's in my genes. I can't help it. Okay, blame my pops for it, okay? This man would sit there, and mind you, when I tell you he loved God, he loved God. You couldn't tell him nothing about God that he didn't already know because he talked to God all the time. This was just him. When he was making shoes, that's all he ever did was talk to God the whole time. Okay? So he always aligned what was told to him with what the preacher was saying. And countless times this man would hear something come from the preacher's mouth and be like, it don't say nothing close to that. God didn't even say nothing like that. And so what he would do during the sermon, when he heard that idiotic thing come, he wouldn't wait till after the sermon. He would get up, go to the front, in the front, and sit down like this, and wait for him to be done. I just look at it like, all right, when you're done,
cracking up.
We got something to talk about. Like, where is that? Where has that gone? Where have people where you talk to God on a daily basis like you're supposed to, and you know the truth? So when you hear a lie, it should be easy for you to say, nope. That's how it
no, but you know they say instead? They say, "Cause my pastor said."
Yeah, my pastor said that.
The pastor said it. You got to watch this video. Look, he said it. What that mean? Because somebody says something, you just automatically think that it's true. Like, that's crazy.
We don't discern anymore because we are allowing other people to discern for us. It's no
Because we're lazy.
Look, it's no different than the media. It's so crazy how the devil has the same markings everywhere he goes. He can't avoid who he is. He's the father of lies, right? If you watch, it's a carbon copy that what you see in the media, you see in the church. What's that? Fanfare to keep you from the truth. Fanfare to keep you from the truth. Emotions to bring you to a message they want. Emotions to bring you to a message they want. Avoid talking about the true God at all costs. Avoid talking about the true God at all. It's the exact same method across the board. Accept this person because of love. Accept this moment because of love. If you don't see,
and they don't even know what love is.
No, because they're marking it by their measure, not by God's measure.
They don't know what love is. They don't know what judging is. They don't know what a man is. They don't know what a woman is. They just going around just talking, using words, man. Just you, and it's sad. Like, it'd be so hard to explain to people certain things because they just won't accept what the real meanings are.
Period.
Yeah, it's like, so you're like, okay, so I say love, and you thinking I'm talking about a red heart. It's like, man. So if I say Jesus, you thinking about this picture that you saw at church. How do you get there? How do you get there? Man,
it's a sad state, Corey. It is a sad state. That's the only way. That's the only way you could look at it. It's sad. It's completely sad. But